You're tuned to Nobidade TV, a Cape-Verdean production.
Bem-vindos, e o nome é Elizabeth da Moura Moreira. E hoje está contente por nos celebrar nosso 46 ano de independência de Cabo Verde nos Estados Unidos. Nós celebramos nosso país Providence, onde tive uma angariação de fundos para nova instalação de museu na Pawtucket, Rhode Island, e não tive honra e prazer de ter conosco a Sua Excelência, Primeiro-Ministro, Dr. Ulisses Correia e Silva, e Ministro de Comunidades, Dr. Jorge Santos. Igualmente, eu tive prazer de ter a presença de nosso Presidente de Câmara de East Providence, Mayor Bob DaSilva, Pawtucket, Mayor Donald Grebian, e Providence, Mayor Jorge Elorza. Apresentadores do evento foi Rosi Tavares e Veni Gilmet, e também não tive participação de vários artistas de comunidade que nos também mostra em breve.
Or the land of the free and the home of the brave. Canta, irmão, canta, meu irmão, que a liberdade é hino e o homem a certeza, com dignidade em terra semente, no pó da ilha nua, no despenhadeiro da vida, esperança é do tamanho do mar que nos abraça, sentinela de mares e ventos, perseverante entre estrelas e o Atlântico. Então ao cântico da liberdade, canta, irmão, canta, meu irmão, que a liberdade é hino e o homem a certeza.
I would have loved for this next person to stay with us all day, because this is such an amazing day, and it's not every day Kinutatini, Prime Minister of Cape-Verdean, with us here. But unfortunately, obviously, he has a lot of other things to do, and we understand that. So we're gonna call him in the stage, and he will tell us a little bit about those beautiful Cabo Verde, and maybe what they're doing there today. Please, Senhor Prime Minister.
Obrigado. Good afternoon. Short remarks. Just to say thank you for the invitation to come to stay with you in this day that we celebrate our Independence Day. And I'd like to congratulate your initiative to create a museum, Cape Verde Museum in Pawtucket. Museum is history, is identity, and is Cabo Verde. Yeah. And I have to say you that the government will do a donation to do our contribution to make a reality this initiative.
Thank you.
Grafanhospa, Mandustanipa, mais aniversário de independência. É momento de teu orgulho. E é momento de orgulho especial. Está ali nos Estados Unidos da América, está ali junto conosco. Viva Cabo Verde! God bless!
Viva Cabo Verde!
I don't know what to say about this man. He is the father of all American, Cape Verdeans American here. He is the person that if you have issues, you call him. He has the best, but the best conselho para tudo alguém. He is, I mean, an amazing person that will just send someone a message on Messenger, or if he has your phone, he will send you a text, just to say, how are you? I hope everything is okay. He is madly in love with his wife. He always talks about her. And do you know who we're talking about?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
What do you have to say about this man?
Well, he inspired me with his current program. I hope he mentions it, with the foresight and the responsibility for, biblically, you teach people how to fish. You don't just feed them the fish. And he has a wonderful program going on. It's part of the very reason that I, being from New Bedford, concede the leadership of our entire American community to the Providence, Pawtucket area overall. They have the energy, the talent, the people. They're going to do some great things, and this man, this lady, the people of the community here are leading the charge. And I, for one, am charged with invigorating my own demographic, my own community, the greater New Bedford area, so that we can get my demographic up and running, wake the sleeping giant, and get going under the leadership of people like this gentleman who's going to come up shortly.
Absolutely. So, guys, he is the definition of love, Cape-Verde, caring. I mean, he will talk about what he does, hopefully. I am going to introduce you to Ismael Silva.
With this kind of introduction, yes, I love my wife. Everything I do is about my wife. We have been married for 41 years, 5 kids. I came to America chasing my wife. I didn't come here looking for jobs. I didn't come here looking for education. I came here chasing the love of my life for 41 years. But I'm here today not to be talking about myself, but to be talking about the Cape-Verde Museum. Cape-Verde Museum. Cape-Verde Museum. Because I believe we need to know our history. I believe you cannot do things in life unless you know where you came from. And we have a beautiful story to tell in America. And I learned it over here when, 1993, when I ran for office in Pawtucket. A local newspaper wrote an article about me. And a man wrote me back, responding to the article, and he said, "You don't know nothing about sacrifice." He said again, "You don't know nothing about sacrifice." Can you imagine? Only 10 years, 13 years in this country, trying to run for office in America, you know, very at my age, and to receive this kind of message, it changed my life.
Yeah, good.
It changed my life because what he told me, it moved me to know the history of America. And through that journey, I learned more about Cape-Verdean history, sacrifice in America. That's why I'm saying we need this Cape-Verdean Museum, not yesterday, not for the future, but right now, we need the Cape-Verdean Museum. Be prepared, my friends, my people. Study, go to school, read, and be the best you can be. Education for information, education for integration, education for transformation. Don't allow anybody to tell you you cannot do it. The contribution of the Cape-Verdean community in America has been seen in so many ways in America, in American history. From Civil War of 1860 to 65, how many countries in the world can say that they were in America during the Civil Wars? How many countries or communities can say that. We Cape-Verdean can say that because we fought for this country during the civil wars in America. We go back to the whaling industry, where we had a lot of Cape-Verdeans as captains of those boats. Please visit the Cape-Verdean Museum and get to know your story, because a people without knowledge of their history, without knowledge of their origin, without knowledge of their culture, is like a tree without roots. Get to know your history, please. Also, we have the contribution of the Cape-Verdeans during the wars in America, during the World Wars, Vietnam Wars, Korean Wars, Iraq Wars. We see contribution of Cape-Verdeans with the sports, music, special involvement in civil rights, politics, health, and I can go on and on. Also, we can see the contribution of the Cape-Verdeans community in the great cities of East Providence, in the great cities of Pawtucket, in the great city of Providence, buying houses, paying property taxes. That's why we want the mayors to be with us, because we have been involved with the city, providing great opportunities, paying taxes for the cities. We deserve more from the cities. Also, I went back to the Cape-Verdean in Rhode Island politics. And I can see names like Dr. Isidoro Ramos, Phil Barros, Melissa Elorza, Vinny de Macedo, George Lima, Harold Metz, George Castro. Albina Young was the first woman in politics in the City Hall of Providence. Maria Lopes, state rep from East Providence. Maria Barros in New Bedford. I'm talking about 1980s, 1990s, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see a lot of these great Cape Verdeans, what they did for the Americans' politics. We have a beautiful story to tell about our contribution in America. We should be proud of it. That's why we need a state-of-the-art Cape-Verdean museum. Not just a museum, but a state-of-the-art Cape-Verdean museum. I have a story to tell you. About 10 years ago, I went to visit the Plymouth Plantation Museum. And I stopped by the section of Native Americans. To my surprise, a Native American lady was cooking. And I said, "Cachupa." And she responded, "Manchupa." And I said to her, "Do you know about the Cape-Verdean community?" And she replied, "Yes, I am a Native American Cape-Verdean. My grandfather was Cape-Verdean." My friend, I came home so amazed about the Cape-Verdean history in America. That's why we need the Cape-Verdean Museum to tell our stories. I don't know about you, my friends. I don't know about you, my friends. I don't want nobody, no one to tell my story. I want us to tell our own story.
We tell our own story.
You and I are responsible for telling our story.
We tell our own story.
You and I are accountable to the next generation.
Yes.
You and I owe this debt of having a museum to those that paved the way for us. You and I need to do it for our children. You and I were not born just to work, sleep, and eat, and next day work, sleep, and eat. You were born to make a difference in this world. My people, we need to do something for our grandchildren and children. We need the Cape-Verdean Museum now, not tomorrow, but right now. Let me give you some data. Thanks to the great effort and vision of the board of directors of the Cape-Verdean Museum and the president, Damora. The Cape-Verdean Museum just bought a property, and we need $80,000 to pay it off. Again, please, I'm repeating, hello, we need $80,000 to pay that building off. And I want that to happen today. Right now. That means we need 80, only 80, finest Cape-Verdean families, only 80 finest Cape-Verdean families to give $1,000 in a year to pay that place off. And I think we can do it today with the help of the Cape-Verdean community, because we have over 500,000 people in this country. We just need 80. 80 Cape-Verdean to give $1,000. Ladies and gentlemen, my pledge, I am number one. I gave $1,000. Now I need 79 more families to give $1,000 to pay off that property, because it is not for us. It is not about us. It is about the next generation. And I want our government entities and our governments, that are here today to make a special pledge for the Cape-Verdean Museum, because it is not about us anymore, my friends. It is not about me anymore. It is about the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ishmael.
Thank you, Ishmael. Thank you so much. And thank you for the $1,000. I heard it. All right, who wants to follow with an extra $1,000? I told you I'm going to get into your pocket. I'm going to hold you accountable for that. Joe,
Maureen Gomes Lopez.
I am going to hold your pocket accountable today.
Thank you, Maureen.
But please, they have a donation box up front. We have raised more than half of the money that's needed. The building is already barred, and for those that lives in U.S. know that the bank will take it if we don't pay the mortgage. So please do not put us to shame for us to lose a building that we just got. All right? So please go into your pocket. And in a little bit, I think I spotted a beautiful guitar that I am going to do Ken Damage.
Oh, go ahead.
And if I see anything else, I will do Ken Damage. So you guys stay around, because we're going to have this guitar, and it's going to be signed by all the artists that's going to be here. Each signature is like $100. So this guitar might be for a lot of money. Thank you. And now we're going to continue with an amazing person. I walked into this person's office once, and I believe it's the first time that a Cape-Verdean heritage person walked into an office to ask a mayor for help here in the city. Probably, maybe not, maybe in the but anyways, I walked into his office, and he was the most welcoming person. And he opened his office to me, and he still opens his office to me till this day. So I'm going to call the mayor of East Providence, Bob DaSilva.
East Providence.
Thank you, Rosie, and thank you, Vinny. I want to recognize a couple of people in the audience before I offer my official welcome to the Prime Minister. We're very blessed today to have with us our Council President, Bob Brito, himself a very proud Cape-Verdean American. Council President Bob Brito, nice to see you. Also, Mayor from Pawtucket, my good friend, Don Grebian, who Pawtucket is home to a very large Cape-Verdean population, just like East Providence, a population that we're very proud of, and that contributes a great deal to the vibrancy of our community. So, é grande prazer ter o primeiro ministério Ulisses Correia Silva aqui na nossa cidade. Eu gosto muito de ter a oportunidade de receber o senhor aqui na nossa cidade. E a gente and I'll say this in English, we need to do everything we can to help out Joe DeMora, who put this together, my man Joe, to make his dream a reality. You know, it breaks my heart that the Cape-Verdean Museum is moving to my neighbor community in Pawtucket. However, I just heard from Joe and from the mayor that they did everything they could to keep it right on the line. So it's real close, right, Joe? It's right on the Pawtucket-East Providence line. But you know what? It's about the Cape-Verdean community. And both communities have a rich history of Cape-Verdeans making a difference in our community, making our community better and stronger. And I welcome you, sir. Thank you so much for taking time to visit us here in East Providence. Thank you.
I am going to challenge this mayor since our museum is going into his city. But I'm just going to say, I'm not going to put a value, all right? I'm just going to call you on stage. Mayor Don Gravian, please.
Thank you, Rosie. Stay up here for a second. I'm going to be quick. Vinny, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. And thank you, Mayor DaSilva, for allowing me to cross over that line into East Providence. So I appreciate it. Elmer, good to see you, my friend. It's Cape-Verdean. We're here to celebrate a few things, right? Cape-Verdean Independence Day, which is today. It's my honor to be here with each of you and the Prime Minister as well. So thank you, Prime Minister. It's always a pleasure to have you here in Rhode Island, especially on your Independence Day. So let's give him a round of applause, and each of you. I want to thank Joe DeMora and the Cape-Verdean Museum Committee for choosing Pawtucket. And as Mayor DaSilva said, we were joking, but we did keep it as close as we could to that East Providence line. And Rosie, I'd be easy to donate and volunteer to contribute $1,000, but I know Joe's going to get a lot more money out of me than $1,000 if this goes forward. So I'll commit the $1,000 now, as long as you don't come after me for anything else. All seriousness, we're excited to have you, proud to have the Cape-Verdean heritage that we have in the community, and proud to be here celebrating this. So thank you very much, and we're honored to have you in our community. Thanks, Rosie.
Oh, he's slick. But we know of a few grants in Pawtucket that is more than $1,000. So we're going to be going after those.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much.
I don't know if you guys know the history of East Providence, but East Providence probably has more Cape-Verdeans than Pawtucket. But the issue with East Providence is that most of the Cape-Verdean in East Providence came before 1975 with the Portuguese passport. So they consider themselves Portuguese. And it is very hard to, they are very proud Cape-Verdeans, but it's very hard for new Cape-Verdeans to identify them as Cape-Verdeans. And this is, this building, I believe it was founded in 1946. It was before the independence. So you can see how, and by the way, you can see a lot of Cape-Verdeans. You see a last name in East Providence that sounded Cape-Verdean, but then you go like, how did it? It's because they actually changed their last name to sound more American. Just a little history. Anyhow, we're gonna call Roberto Brito to the stage, please.
José Prim, primeira vez encontra.
Oh, me não fala crioulo, I can tell you right now.
We're cousins, first time meeting each other.
One of the things is, this is the first time we're meeting this evening, actually, or this afternoon, and he is my cousin. We're actually really cousins here, so
Yes.
it's a pleasure to meet you.
I won't take up any more of your time.
No, you're not taking up any of my time, but I want to thank you all for being here on this lovely Monday afternoon, considering that all the weather we had over the weekend, how much rain we had, but here we stand in front of all of us this afternoon, and we got the sun shining, partly cloudy. We really have nothing to complain about. We got some family, we have some friends, we're all coming together. We got some great food, we're going to listen to some great music as well. I want to thank all the elected officials that were here. I'm not going to name you all, Mayor DaSilva and the Mayor from Pawtucket. I don't want to go through all the names here, but because I'm afraid that I'll miss somebody. But all the volunteers who helped put this together as well. Thank you so much for having us all, bringing us all together. This is something we need to do on a regular basis, on an annual basis. It just brings us all out, gets us out, especially after the rough year, a year and a half that we had. It's great to be out here. It's great to be amongst friends and family that I haven't seen for some time, and more importantly, family that I haven't met before. So thank you all, and have a great evening, great afternoon.
And we are a lot in the city of Providence, but unfortunately, we are a little kind of scattered around. And it's very hard to get all the Cape-Verdeans in Providence together in one place to show how many of us are in Providence. So I am going to introduce you to the mayor of Providence, Jorge Elorza. Come on, Jorge.
Providence.
Salva de palmas, please, for our mayor of Providence that just walked in. Oh, and he is going to pledge some money to the museum today, right before he leaves, okay? There you go.
A whole lot of money. Good afternoon, everybody. For me, it's a great pleasure to be here. I'm sorry that we're not in Providence this year, But what I will absolutely pledge is that next year we'll be in Providence, and you can count on me and my team's full support to run this event as successful as possible. So, you all do an incredible job, and count on our full support. And yes, I want to be helpful in every single way. So, I know that this is a fundraiser for Cape-Verdean Museum. I want to stop and talk about that for just a second. That is amazing. Because a lot of times we come to this country, and sometimes it's unfortunate. Sometimes people forget where we come from. But when you think about something that's most important about who we are, it's where we come from, so that we also know where we're going. And as the generations go by, if we don't build these institutions like museums, sometimes our kids forget. So I can't think of anything more important that a community does for itself and for its future than to invest in a museum. So yes, I pledge and I commit to helping to support financially in this effort so you can have a successful fundraiser today and off into the future. It's my pleasure. I see somebody in a Wu-Tang t-shirt over there that I gotta give big ups to. Wu-Tang forever, right? Where were we? Last but not least, I do want to say that it is really an honor to serve a city that has such a rich history of Cape-Verdeans coming to our country. What makes Providence such a special place, and what makes Rhode Island such a special place, is that we've always welcomed people from all over the world and embraced them as their own. My family came to this country in 1975. They didn't have anything with them, but they were determined to work hard and to provide my family, my sister, and myself a better life. They worked hard, and this country gave them that opportunity. This country has given the Cape-Verdean community that opportunity as well. But it's something that we need to preserve so that next generations, they have these opportunities as well. So you're leading the way, and we're just here to support in every way possible. So thank you so much. Congratulations to the Cape-Verdean community. Congratulations to the Prime Minister who was here earlier. And I will look forward to seeing everybody next year down at India Point Park, where we celebrate as usual. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much.
And by the way, I want to acknowledge a person real quick. Over here, to my left, he is one of the best Cape-Verdean swimmers I've ever met in my life. Okay? And absolutely. A few years ago, we did the Independence Festival at Indian Point, and he reached out to us, and he was there from early morning. And when I tell you, when we go early morning, we go at 6 in the morning. Usually I am at the park at 2 in the morning, and I am back at 6 in the morning, because I want to make sure that our stage is up and our band is set, and LUIZ MUNHOZ was there with us. And please, I'm going to introduce you guys to LUIZ MUNHOZ right now, Dr. LUIZ MUNHOZ.
Thank you. Un feliz día de independencia. Mi nombre es Luis Daniel Muñoz. Me un candidato para gobernador de Rhode Island. Un criado de Central Falls y Pawtucket, consigue levantar encima de minhas adversidades. Para día construir futuro melhor para toda a família. I'm running for governor of Rhode Island because I think it's time for progress. It's time for our families, working families, communities of color, our Cape-Verdean community, to have opportunities and access to resources that for generations we have not had equal access to. Thank you all today on this Day of Independence. I'd just like to evoke the spirit of Amilcar Cabral, because at the end of the day, what we are today, what we need today is a revolution. Revolution of hearts and minds to push for a progress that we have not seen before. Thank you all. Thank you for this time. Thank you for the space. God bless you. Feliz Dia de Independência.
Can't esquece, uma Nobidade TV toda tudo semana, sábado, 6 horas da tarde, terça-feira, 9:30 da manhã e quarta-feira, 5 horas da tarde. Para nós que estão olhando na televisão, nós podemos olhar através da internet.